Shalom, family. Information is knowledge. And I'd be remiss. I cannot go without sharing what I found out. Now, a lot of people are worrying about what's happening in their country, in their city. We need to see what's going on around the world. Modern slavery, the slave trade is going on today. And I'm going to let Sister Eman explain what she has witnessed. Let's go. Let's take it out.
Grab your coffee, it's fucking story time. So boom, I land in Amman and I have to go to gate 126. So I walk over to 126 and I see a line for priority, I see a line for economy, and then I see a group of black women, African women, huddled up and lined up by themselves. Everybody's like really attached to each other, they cling to each other, and I'm like watching this shit and I'm like, something's off, what the fuck going on? I'm standing there because I'm approaching the gate. I haven't like fully walked all the way up, and a woman comes up to me and she's like, oh my god, you're Eman. I'm like, yeah, what's up, sis? She's like, I love your videos, blah blah blah. I'm like, what's going on over here? She's like, oh, they're slaves. I was like, excuse me? She's like, they're gonna be slaves. I'm like, fuck you mean? Fuck you mean? I'm out here losing my shit. Let me sit back when I talk about this, because what the fuck you mean? She's like, yeah, the kafala system, you know, they bring them in from Ethiopia and they pay to have them. Oh, you should see how they treat them when they get to Beirut. It's even worse. And I'm like, and we're just watching this in 4K and we're all meeting up at the same time for Gaza. Like, what sense does that fucking make? How are we fighting one occupation when we're an occupation for these African women? Like, make it make any fucking sense. I want to show you real fast how everyone is by themselves. Also, we're all getting on the same fucking plane. Why is everyone going before them? I'm like, hey, yo, well, I'm a black woman. I'm going to go stand with the black women. Fuck all that. And I go stand next to them in line. And the guy's like, you know, Arab men, they don't know how to use their fucking words. You pieces of fucking dog shit. And he's commanding and ordering, and everyone around me knows what's going on, and they're complying. And I'm like, I really just walked into Jim Crow Arab edition, because what the fuck is this? Like, how are we fighting an occupation and simultaneously, yeah, I got this shit under your nose, and you're walking around with a different type of rage for them than you are for Gaza, when to begin with, we are against an occupation. I talked to Palestinians about this, they're like, we didn't even know about this. When I got on the plane, one woman was sitting next to me and there was a white guy at the end. And when I tried to talk to her, he just looked at me, and she's scared to communicate or talk to anybody. And that's really that's how you get away with slavery. That's it right there. That is slavery in a fucking nutshell, you fucking idiots. All it takes is paperwork, some cash, and everybody's silence. How dare you not have the same hour? I want you to know I cried for like 3-4 fucking hours. I'm like, what the fuck is going on in front of me? And every time I try to do anything, oh my God, they put the magnifying glass on me. Like, don't you dare. And I just want to put something into perspective real fast. So I've been talking about the kafala system and how it needs to be abolished. I witnessed an entire slave trade in Amman, Jordan, going to Beirut, Lebanon, to which everyone was telling me, oh, this is everywhere. There's all over the Gulf countries. And more people have normalized the hell out of slavery. Because all it takes now, if you can accept what's going on in front of you now, is paperwork and your silence. They draw up the paperwork. They're like, okay, you have a person. Here's your paperwork. And then y'all are the fuck quiet about it. So they're like, well, no one's going to do anything about it. Why not? It's literally just like watching somebody get their ass beat. And like, sometimes it's warranted and sometimes it's like, it's happening because you're watching. You know, you ain't chime in and be like, yo, get the fuck off. And I know just saying that out loud, society's like, what? You don't know what's going on, mind your business. And again, when it comes to children, and by children, I mean the ages of 0 to 25. I know your colonizer state of mind can't wrap your head around how a 25-year-old could still be considered a kid. But because I went to school for neuropsych and I studied and I read, and I realized like your brain doesn't even fully develop until you're 25. Like, the colonizer's sick. They really see 13-year-old boys as adults. Like, there's no adulting at 13. Think back when you were an adolescent, teenager. Every adult was a fucking nightmare. Fuck out of here. I digress. Anywho, what I am trying to say is, there's a million things going on at the same time. So the same way the kafala system needs to be abolished in these Gulf countries and in these Middle Eastern countries is the same way slavery needs to be abolished globally. This is a global apartheid program, and every fucking time the colonizer draws a line on the map, whether it's gerrymandering or redlining or colonizing a new country, all they gotta do is draw the line and we do the rest. We don't gotta believe everything they project. You know what I'm saying? Like, at some point, we gotta, like, put down the ideology of this dog shit and stand in our power. That's really the point. Like, Congo's Wakanda. Congo is Wakanda. Y'all are in love with the movie. You need to be in love with the country. You need to not give a fuck about technology. You need to not give a fuck about diamonds. You need to not give a fuck about anything that would put these little girls' lives in jeopardy. And it does. Yeah, they're like, well, I'm over here and they're over there, so what do you want me to do? And it's like, bitch, everybody's connected. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. Look at Sudan. Sudan. A famine. Man fucking made. All they need is paperwork and silence. Please, enough with your silence. No politician gonna save you. No government gonna save you. You gotta save you. Free your mind and get involved with what's going on around you.
Free your mind and get involved. It's happening all over the world. Okay? Silence is compliance. And I cannot be silent anymore. From what I'm seeing, I'm putting it forth for people to see what's going on across the world. I'm going to be dropping a lot of videos today. I'm going to be making a lot of videos today because it's not only happening in America, Canada, the UK, happening all over the world, Congo, the Arab states, everywhere. But the shift is here. That's what I'm going to say to y'all. The shift is here. And we have the power to do something about it. Stop closing your eyes. Wake up. And we are waking up.
Modern day slave. How does it feel to be a modern day slave? Working minimum wage, it's time to cock gauges. How does it feel to be a modern day slave? Working minimum wage, it's time to cock gauges. How does it feel to be a modern day slave? Working minimum wage, it's time to cock gauges. How does it feel to be a modern day slave? Working minimum wage, it's time to cock gauges. I take a knee, but no one listens to no, cares about no descendant of some. I entertain them like a buck dancing. Shoot that ball, make them laugh. And it don't matter how you vote, cause you's a Democratic, Republican. I held my job and still they pay me like a, whip me like a, then work me like a. Dirty cops shoot her back talking, drug dealing, a runaway. Obama won cause they were scared of them. Knew they owed her, but never paid her. You make it to the league and still be a $1 million, a welfare. The prison system got like 3 million. I speak for them, I wanna free them. How does it feel to be a modern day slave? Working minimum wage, it's time to cock gauges. How does it feel to be a modern day slave? Working minimum wage, it's time to cock gauges. How does it feel to be a modern day slave? Working minimum wage, it's time to cock gauges. How does it feel to be a modern day slave? Working minimum wage, it's time to cock gauges. Now it don't matter about your color, you's a white trash, a ghetto black. And Trump don't care about no Mexican or Puerto Rican. Just let them drown. Nobody cares about their health, oh no. Sick or not, I'll fire that. I know all whites didn't really own. Some blacks own, some Uncle Tom. And everybody benefited from the sharecropping, that axe swinging. Even the White House was designed by some intelligence and built by more. The Civil War was won and fought by some. Fought for the, we died like some. And everybody loves the cooking from a sex from a, they toss away a. How does it feel to be a modern day slave? Working minimum wage, it's time to cock gauges. How does it feel to be a modern day slave? Working minimum wage, it's time to cock gauges. How does it feel to be a modern day slave? Working minimum wage, it's time to cock gauges. How does it feel to be a modern day slave? Working minimum wage, it's time to cock gauges.
Well, I played this to say this. In the year 2025, slavery still exists today. And we have to do something about it. If you can only share things, share the information. Information is knowledge. A lot of us didn't think that that's what's going on. The Arab countries are still slaving our black people. Don't forget, we're black everywhere around this world. And we get the shit end of the stick all the time. And I have to say something because I found out about it. This is K Money Spoken Words. Salute to Eman Mabrouk, okay? That sister considers herself black, okay? Shalom. Shabbat shalom. I'm out.